Well, back we are here at the Dodgeville Gymnasium, and we are going to have the opening tip-off between the Dodgeville Dodgers and the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks. We'll get to that right after we take our final 2-minute timeout prior to the tip-off, as you're listening to D99.3's coverage of WIAA High School Basketball.
New Country D99.3.
Kozelka and Walls Sweatshop in downtown Dodgeville is the area's headquarters for custom screen printing for t-shirts and sweatshirts. The Sweatshop also stocks Adidas and Nike shoes for running, basketball, and cross-training, plus adult and youth clothing by Nike and Adidas. Looking for sweatshirts and t-shirts from your favorite high school team? The Sweatshop in Dodgeville has them. Wisconsin Badgers, Green Bay Packers clothes. The Sweatshop has them too. The Sweatshop in downtown Dodgeville is the area's sports clothing headquarters.
When you take your family out to eat, you probably want quality food for reasonable prices, right? Well, the Courthouse Inn Restaurant and Lounge of Dodgeville is waiting for you. Mitch and his staff invite you to enjoy their fabulous Friday night all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. And don't forget their Sunday brunch from 8 until 2 p.m. The Courthouse Inn Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to meet with family and friends for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. The Courthouse Inn Restaurant and Lounge in Dodgeville, across from Wisconsin's oldest courthouse. Great food, great friends at the Courthouse Inn Restaurant and Lounge.
Wells Fargo has so many free ATMs for their customers. There's always one right on the way wherever you're headed. Wells Fargo free checking comes with free, secure online banking at wellsfargo.com, the leader in internet banking. You can check your balances, track credit card charges, transfer funds, and lots more anytime. Wells Fargo telephone banking with Wells Fargo bankers standing by to help all day, every day. Open a Wells Fargo free checking account and find out how more ways to bank can help you get to your next stage. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Banks, members FDIC.
What features make a good drugstore? Corner Drugstore in Dodgeville has two convenient locations, Corner Drugstore Downtown and Corner Drugstore South, located between the hospital and the doctor's offices in the professional building. Both locations offer the same services, including computerized records, third-party billing, generic medicines, 24-hour emergency service, and free delivery. Corner Drug South offers convenient parking and easy handicap access. Corner Drug Downtown and Corner Drug South in the professional building. Over 100 years of service to the Iowa County area.
WDMP Dodgeville. WDMP FM Dodgeville Mineral Point.
99.3.
Southwest Wisconsin's country music station for over 34 years.
99.3.
Well, the starting lineup's being introduced here prior to the start of tonight's game. And the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks, of course, a team that a lot of folks didn't think they'd be in this game here tonight, as they knocked off Platteville to make it into this contest this evening. Joining me on the broadcast tonight, Bill Wall is going to be sitting alongside, and you get to these games, it's always exciting, isn't it?
You know, when you get in a game like this, I just assume be lucky is good, because you never know what young man is going to step up in the game, score 10 points, grab some rebounds, cause a turnover. It's just excitement. We've got a full gym here tonight, a lot of orange, a lot of maroon, flags are waving, pom-poms are going. It's just going to be a fun night, exciting night, and as a father of a son who plays on the team, I was pretty nervous all day. I kept myself busy. It's an end of an era. You know, I've coached all these kids, especially the seniors. I've had them since 5th grade, and it was a lot of fun. This is good. I hope this isn't the end of the ride for me. I'd like to get to Prairie du Chien, and I can tell you that Prairie's going to do everything possible to get back to their home court for regional finals on Saturday.
All right, well, let's give it the starters here tonight, and I'll tell you what, there's one thing about these these games here in the playoffs, they don't mess around. They want to get these things moving. I mean, I've been used to kind of slide into these things a little late, but I'll tell you what, these schools want to get them underway and get them going. Here we got Delagrave to jump center for Prairie du Chien against Tanner Pratt. The ball is in the air, and the tip is controlled by Prairie du Chien. Prairie du Chien with the ball as they'll have the first offensive thrust here as Tyler Keeney will pass it into the right corner, gets it off to Steiner. Here's a shot by Delagrave in the lane, around the rim, no good. And the rebound brought down by the Dodgers as McGraw will take it and move it up the court. And we have a traveling violation on the Dodgers. And anytime you get a traveling call, we got to remind you, when you need to make travel plans for anywhere, call the gals at Dodgeville Travel Agency. They're always looking for the best rates to save you money. Call 935-2766 for the Dodgeville Travel Agency. Here's a drive to the right side, up and good by Keeney. So Keeney with the drive makes it 2-0. Prairie du Chien with the early lead. Just underway here from Dodgeville. Ball on the left wing side to McGraw. McGraw back out on the top of the key to Martin. Now back to McGraw on the left angle. It gets it back out top down to Culver. Culver pulls, now swings into a high post to Pratt. Pratt gets inside to Johanning in the lane. Jump hook is good. And we are tied at 2-2, 6:53 left here in the first quarter. Prairie du Chien comes up the floor with the ball. Up on the right side with it. It is Steiner. They get it down baseline. Steiner now being triple team. Has to kick it back out. He does. Gets it out to the top of the key to Miller. Miller with a shot on the angle. Up and good. Jacob Miller with the 2. And it's 4-2 in favor of Prairie du Chien. Culver with the ball. Right side off to Martin. Martin into Johanning. Posting up right side. Now kicks it back out on the angle to McGraw. McGraw has it. He'll get it out to Pratt at the high post. Right near the top of the key. Turns around with a jump shot. Around the rim, no good. And the rebound brought down by Michael Waller. Waller with the board. Gets it into the hands of Keeney. As they pass it down right side. Here's a drive and a feed underneath. There's a shot baseline. Partially blocked by Martin. And we got a whistle and a foul over the back. Is going to be called on Michael Waller. And that'll be the first foul of this game.
There's a lot of excitement here. Sometimes you see a bad pass. Delgrave's missed an easy shot to begin the game. Little excitement. Johanning tried to get one up the last time down the court for the Dodgers, and it just wasn't there. So they've got to slow it down a little bit, but continue to play hard.
Well, when you get into tournament basketball, it always gets a little bit of higher tempo, and that's what we're having here in the early going. As the Dodgers with the ball now in the right angle. With it, it is Culver. He'll feed it inside to Johanning. Goes right baseline. Little pump shot is up and good. And Johanning has got all 4 points for the Dodgers, and it's a 4-4 tie at 5:33 left here in the first quarter. Into the forecourt, left side. With it, there is Miller. Miller has the ball. Back out top to Delagrave. Here's a jump shot, but before the shot, we got a whistle and a foul away from the ball, and I believe the foul will be called on Tanner Pratt, trying to go through a screen, and he got called for the foul. Well, let's see what they do whistle it on. It is going to be on Tanner Pratt. So Pratt picks up the foul. That is the first foul for the Dodgers. Has the ball going to be triggered in. Lobbed in there by Steiner. Gets it out on high. Here's the bounce feed inside. They work it back out of the wing. Shot taken there by about 20 feet out. No good. As Keeney couldn't get it to go. And here back come the Dodgers on the fly. McGraw on the left angle. Looks now being ball hawked. Gets it off to Pratt. Now back out high to Culver. Culver resetting this play as he gets it to Pratt in the right angle. Looks inside, lobs it underneath. Here's Johanning, pump fakes, draws the foul, and the foul will be called on Prairie du Chien, and the foul on Michael Waller. And that'll be his second foul of the game.
Scott Johanning is one of the best low players that you'll find in the SWAL. He gets the ball, he uses his body well and protects the ball as he go up. In that case, he drew the foul, didn't lose the ball, and he always tries to get the shot up afterwards. And that the free throw did fall for Scott. Just a tremendous player. He and Pratt have been working together for a long time at St. Joe's and then up through the stages at the Dodgeville High School level.
Well, the Dodgers are bringing some subs right now as Carl Reynolds steps on the floor along with David Tews on the floor as Johanning makes both free throws. And it's a 6-4 lead for Dodgeville. 5 minutes remaining here this first quarter. Walking it into the forecourt is Andy Oosterhuis, and he's now in the game brand new here for the Blackhawks. He drives left side, kicks it off on the left wing side into the hands of Bushnell, and then there's a shot baseline, and on the way to the basket, we got a foul going to be called, and it'll be called against the Dodgers, and I believe that's Reynolds is going to get called for the reach-in foul. And that'll be his first and the second team foul for the Dodgers, and at the free throw line will be Chris Bushnell.
Each possession in this game is critical for both teams. No team wants to give away too much of a lead. Now we're looking at a 1-point lead for the Dodgeville Dodgers. I'm afraid it could be a long night for Prairie if the Dodgeville three-point shooters start opening up and dropping a few in.
Now Seth O'Brien now steps into the game here for the Blackhawks as the second free throws up and good for Bushnell, and Bushnell makes them both, and we're tied at 6 with 4:45 left here in the first quarter. Semifinal regional game here between the Dodgers and Prairie du Chien as Culver with it in between the circles, dribbles right side. Now looks to penetrate that way. Instead, he'll back up, gets it off on the high post to Johanning. We got the ball loose on the floor. We got a tie up, and the possession arrow is in favor of Dodgeville.
Prairie plays a tremendous in-your-face defense, and Andy Benoski has done a wonderful job in teaching his kids how to play hard every minute of the game, every second of the game.
Culver will trigger it in, gets it inbounds to Twos, and Twos has it out on the right angle. Drives down the right baseline, stops, kicks it back out to Pratt. Pratt with the ball now. He has it on the right angle, and we got underneath, we got bumping, and we're going to have a foul away from the ball, and it'll be called on the Blackhawks, and I believe that'll be Seth O'Brien getting the whistle. His first foul of the game, the third team foul for the Blackhawks. 6-6 score. The Dodgers will inbound at their own basket at the baseline area as Culver will try to trigger it in. Culver looks out high, gets to Reynolds. Reynolds out on the right angle, dribbles towards the top of the key, now stops. Now being ball hawked, will get it into the hands of Culver. Prairie is right in on you, man-to-man close. As Reynolds has it on the left side, back to Culver. Culver up at the right angle. He looks to penetrate. Now he'll stop. Gets it off to Reynolds on the wing. Three-pointer on the way, and it's off the rim. No good. And the rebound is brought down here by Prairie du Chien. Stevens on the board. Stevens walks it across the timeline, lobs it inside. Underneath. Good shot in the lane. Is up and good by O'Brien. As Reynolds trying to draw the charging foul, didn't get the call. And so it's 8-6. Prairie du Chien with the lead. With the ball now into the forecourt, it is Reynolds. Reynolds gets it poked away from him, and now a reach-in foul going to be called on Reynolds, trying to re-steal it back. So Reynolds picks up his second foul, and he'll head to the bench area as Kevin McGraw will get the call to come back in here for the Dodgers.
You know, when you get into a game like this, second game of the tournament, half the teams are gone. So you're looking at quite an elevated intensity.
Well, we got it here tonight, that's for sure, as both of these stands, both sides are pretty full. As the ball in the forecourt here for Prairie du Chien on the left angle. It is O'Brien, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Dodgeville. Going for that steal on that side there. I believe that's going to be Tanner Pratt on the foul. And Pratt picks up his second foul, and he'll head to the bench area as Jeremy Martin will check back in. Last time, well, I shouldn't say last time, the first time these two teams played, it was Pratt who scored 16 points and kind of led the way for the Dodgers for that victory that they won 52-42. 8-6 lead for Prairie du Chien. Ball on the right angle to O'Brien. O'Brien back out on the top to Keeney. Keeney has it with Culver playing the defense. They'll go to the left wing side in the hands of Wachter. Wachter with the dribble. Right hand now goes left hand. Stops. Passes it on the left wing. Gets it off to Stevens. Now they work it around the perimeter down to the right side. Back out on high to Wachter. Wachter into the left corner, going to Stevens. Back to Wachter. He stops, kicks it left side. Here at the baseline, they get it inside. His shot is on the way. It's around the rim and good by O'Brien. So O'Brien on the penetration. Now gets it a 4-point lead for Prairie du Chien. McGraw drives quickly to Culver, top of the key. Culver stops, gets it to McGraw. McGraw goes left baseline all the way to the basket, puts it up, and he's fouled on the way in. Almost got it the drop as he draws the foul on the drive on the left side. And a foul will be called, I believe, on Seth O'Brien. And that would be his second foul of the game. There's some other important players for both teams already picking up some early fouls in this action.
Well, that goes back to the statement we said earlier. There's a lot of energy. It's an intense game here. A lot of emotions are flowing back and forth.
Well, Kevin McGraw makes the first free throw. 10-7, Prairie du Chien with the lead. As Chase Steiner steps back onto the floor for Prairie du Chien and the Blackhawks, and also, I believe, rechecking in is Jacob Miller. McGraw's second free throw is up and good. He hits them both, and it's a 10-8 lead for Prairie du Chien. 2:34 left here in the first quarter of this regional semifinal. Here's a drive towards the basket by Wachter. He kicks it out to the left wing. Shot taken at that wing is no good by Keeney, and the ball is out of bounds. Last touch by Dodgeville. So Prairie du Chien will inbound it at their own baseline. Here's the ball lobbed in bounds as Wachter will have it way out high. Passes it on the right wing side in the hands of Jacob Miller. Miller into the hands of Steiner. Back out to Miller. Miller dribbles and he traveled with the ball. No call. And the rebound brought down by Twos. That looked like a travel to me. I hate to make calls, but it looked like that. There's a lob inside, stolen away by Prairie du Chien as O'Brien makes the steal. Back comes Prairie du Chien. They pass it on the wing. They go baseline. Now a traveling call is made on Prairie du Chien.
Well, what do you think, Bob? Prairie du Chien had a heck of a tough game against Platteville. Do you think that's going to wear down? Wear them down a little bit?
We talked to Coach Chuck Tank about that, and he says, you'd kind of like to be playing on Tuesday to keep you in the rhythm. And obviously Prairie du Chien has come out here. All 8 cylinders are humming right now. They've got good pace and some good defensive pressure here. 10-8 lead for Prairie du Chien. 1:52 left in the first quarter. Culver walks it into the forecourt, goes right side to Martin. Martin with the ball. Will get it out of the right wing to Twos. Lob inside. Here's baseline shot. Put up and good by Joe Henning. And Joe Henning picks up his 8th point of the game. 10-10 to tie. 1:36 left here in the first quarter. Quickly into the forecourt. Here's a pass on a cutter. Shot is put up. No good. Shot taken by Keeney. Back come the Dodgers. Culver drives. Tough shot on the left side.
Pretty shot. Pretty shot with the left hand for right-handed player. Josh Culver has it all. For a young player, a sophomore, he has shown a lot of leadership. Great move. Tremendous poise.
12-10 lead now for the Dodgers with 1:08. And here's the ball worked aside to Delagrave. He kicks it back out. Out high, they work it down the right wing side. Back to Delagrave. Baseline shot is on the way. Good. Joe Delagrave with his first 2 points of the game, and we're tied at 12 with 55 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. Here's a drive baseline shot. I should say a pass inside is kicked out of bounds by Prairie du Chien. So the Dodgers will inbound at their own baseline. And some quick substitutions coming in here as the Dodgers will send Tom Ganser to the game to replace Jeremy Martin. So 51.6 seconds left in the first. Culver's looking to toss it in, and he does. They get it in on. It's stolen away. Anticipation by Jacob Miller on the steal, and Miller brings it into forecourt. Passing it in the left baseline. Shot taken there. Air ball. Delagrave gets the rebound, puts it up and in. Delagrave with his 4th point. It's a 14-12 lead for the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks, as now 29 seconds on the clock. Culver with the ball for the Dodgers. Culver with the right-hand dribble. Back to McGraw. They play a little catch, and they're going to just run some clock right now. In between the circles, Culver has the ball with 15 seconds on the clock. Back to McGraw. McGraw has it. Now with 10 seconds on the clock, they'll probably make their move towards the basket. Passes out to Dranning. Back to McGraw. 5 seconds. He's going to let fly from 3 land. It's not going to be good, and that's going to be the end of this first quarter. With the score, Prairie du Chien 14. The Dodgeville Dodgers 12. Let's take a 1-minute break as you're listening to high school basketball on D99.3.
Who is coming through for you? That's Gratz. Gratz Motors has the deal you're looking for. Gratz Motors has selection, great service, and more.
For the best selection on vehicles at the best prices, visit Gratz Motors on Highway 151 in Mineral Point.
Who is coming through for you? That's Gratz.
Experience is important, especially when you're looking to purchase your dream home or financing your existing one. That's why your friends and neighbors have trusted the Iowa County Title Company. They are Iowa County's oldest and most experienced title company, serving all communities since 1858, providing abstracting, title insurance, and closing services. For professional and prompt service, contact Corrine, Melissa, Annette, Tina, or Chris at 935-3834. Iowa County Title Company at 141 North Iowa Street in Dodgeville. It's not just a name, it's who we serve, the Iowa County Title Company.
New Country D99.3.
Well, 1 quarter in the book. And the lead belongs to Prairie du Chien at 14-12. As here we go. In the start of the second quarter is Prairie du Chien with the ball. Up on the left wing side, Miller has it. He'll pass it up on top. Into the hands of Tyler Keeney. Up on the right angle now, here's Bushnell. They swing it around the defense. As the defense being played there by Dodgeville. They try to work it down to the right corner. Here's a shot taken up on the baseline. Is up and good. As a shot taken by Jacob Miller. Gets his 4th point of the game. And at 16-12, the lead belongs to Prairie du Chien. And we got a whistle underneath, and I believe a foul is going to be called. Reach-in foul is going to be called here against Prairie du Chien. And a foul will be called on Chase Steiner. So Steiner gets his first foul. Here's a long jump shot by McGraw. Good from 3 land. So McGraw puts in his 5th point of the game. And back into the forecourt.
And a shot taken there by Prairie du Chien, no good. The ball rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Prairie du Chien. I just got all sorts of little problems here with my radio, and I'm just trying to clear it up. So we're a little sketchy in our play-by-play. We're going to apologize for that ahead of time, but we've got so many things going on here tonight, so many people. It's just causing havoc with our equipment here.
We have a band on the stage. We've got a lot of noise in this gym.
A lot of distractions here. Here's a shot, I should say a pass inside, goes out of bounds. Last touch there by, let's see, okay, by Prairie du Chien. See, Bill, you just got me all discombobulated here tonight, man. There's a pass at the inbound to Martin, puts it up and in! So, Martin with the drive, and it gives a 17-16 lead, and we got a reach-in foul, and it'll be whistled against Prairie du Chien.
It appears to be on number 10.
Okay, that would be Brian Wechter. Wechter with his first foul. Well, I'd like to know how a radio... Yeah, we got a short timeout. We got a 30-second break. Let's take it, shall we? 17-16. The lead belongs to Dodgeville. You're listening to D99.3's coverage of WIA High School Basketball.
We're all the bank you'll ever need. Livingston State Bank. That's what keeps us in the lead. We take good care of you. First rate full service and a style you're sure to like. We're there when you need us. We're the people who treat you right. We're all the bank you'll ever need. Livingston State Bank.
New Country, D99.3.
Dodge with the ball.
Yeah, Dodgers with the ball, and they bring it into the forecourt. Well, we just got all sorts of trouble with this radio here tonight, and we're going to apologize. We'll just have to do it en naturel. Here's a lob inside. Delagrave on the steal. Delagrave makes the steal. Back comes Prairie du Chien. Shot taken from the right corner is on the way. No good. Martin with the rebound for the Dodgers. Quickly, they bring it into the forecourt as Pratt has the ball. Pratt has it. He goes baseline with it. Can't do much with it. Drives to the basket, puts it up and in.
Well, Bobby, you don't see that very often. Joe Delagrave's taken to the hoop.
Tanner Pratt there with the basket. As quickly, coming into the forecourt is Prairie du Chien. Boy, I'm telling you, I'm just getting driven crazy with this right here. Here's the ball kicked out of bounds by Dodgeville. And so Prairie du Chien will inbound down their side. I don't know why everything's just kind of falling apart here tonight. Thank God the game on the floor is doing well. With the ball is Prairie du Chien as they bring it into forecourt. We got a blocking foul going to be called on Josh Culver as he impeded the progress of the man with the ball. First foul for him, and that for the Dodgers will be their 15th foul. So with the ball is Delagrave. Delagrave has it at the top of the key for Prairie du Chien. They give it up on the right wing side. Now he gets it back. Now he's working on the right side into the hands of Miller. Miller on the right angle. Down dribbles towards the basket. Pass underneath is deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Prairie du Chien. Good defense that time by the Dodgers.
Prairie showed a lot of patience on offense. It still played hard, still made the hard cuts. Crisp passes. That one just happened to get out of the fingertips, off the fingertips of one Prairie player.
Well, 19-16. The lead belongs to Dodgeville with 4:55 left. Well, we're just going to leave it as this and just pray that everything works for the rest of the night. Here in the right corner, shot on the way by McGraw is no good. An air ball, in fact, into the hands of Keeney. Keeney will bring it up, and he passes it into the forecourt to Miller. Miller inside to Delagrave, posting up, triple team underneath, kicks it back out in the wing. Here's a shot taken from the angle on the way, good by Tim Stevens with his first 2 points of the game. 19-18, 1 point lead for the Dodgers with 4:25 remaining here in this first half. Bounce feed inside to Pratt. The ball's loose on the floor. We got a tie up, and the possession arrow is in favor of Dodgeville. Now coming in here for Prairie du Chien, stepping onto the floor will be Seth O'Brien, as O'Brien will come in to replace I believe, Austin Nash. Here's Culver. He'll lob it inside, or outside, I should say, to Johanning, to the top of the key to Martin. Martin has it now to the right side to Culver. Culver from three-point land on the way. Good! 5 points for Josh Culver, and it's 4:06 left in this first half. It's a 4-point lead for Dodgeville. In the left wing side, with it there is Prairie du Chien. And the ball with it is Stevens. Lobs inside. The shot is up and good.
And someone missing an assignment down low. Lost their man.
Didn't catch who got that basket, to be honest with you. It was kind of lost on that one. As Johanning passes back up to McGraw. McGraw on the left wing. Stops, kicks it back out to Pratt, posting up high. Going to turn and jump, shoot it from 10 off the backboard, no good. And underneath we got a push, and a foul is going to be called on Prairie du Chien. And the foul appears to be on Seth O'Brien, and that would be his third foul if it is on him. A little slow on the clock. There we go. It is his third foul. So Seth O'Brien picking up his third foul, and at the free throw line will be Scott Johanning. Johanning's first is up and good. Johanning, 9 points here on the game. And checking back in now for Dodge will be Carl Reynolds. As Reynolds will replace Kevin McGraw, who'll head to the bench. And
did Carl pick up 2 quick fouls earlier in the game?
Yep, he sure did. In that early defensive exchange, and then he was sent to the bench area, so he's back out there right now to play some defense. He's one of those guys, when you're in the backcourt, he can really cause trouble for ball handlers. He's really quick.
Carl is one of the quickest players in the SWAL. He can cause a lot of havoc on a point guard bringing the ball up.
24-20, the lead belongs to Dodgeville. There's a shot from the corner on the way, and good for 3 by Chris Bushnell. So Bushnell cuts the lead to 1. Has 3:14 left. Here's Reynolds with the ball at the top of the key. Reynolds tries to dish it right side. It gets stolen away. Picked off there by Bushnell. Bushnell will kick it back into the hands of Keeney, who'll set up the play for Prairie du Chien. Into the left corner. They get it that way. They work it back out high. And back into the hands of Bushnell. Bushnell at the right angle. Reynolds all over him. He stops in the lane. Kicks it back out left wing side. Into the hand of Jacob Miller. Miller bounce cross court all the way to Bushnell, and then we got a traveling call. Whistle down against Prairie du Chien.
Again, Carl Reynolds is on the defensive end of that. Quick, if you're going to make a move on Carl, you got to do it fast.
It's just like, swatting away gnats. You think you're getting them out of the way, but you just don't. That's what Roy Reynolds is tormenting people.
He can recover quickly.
Here's Twos getting the ball stripped away, and the ball's loose on the floor, and a timeout called by Prairie du Chien as they made the steal. So they call a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. With a score 24-23, Dodgeville with the lead. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to high school basketball on D99.3.
At Upland Hills Health, many of our family practice doctors do obstetrics. With 2 obstetricians, a modern birthing unit, and a fully trained staff of nurses, more and more moms-to-be are choosing Upland Hills Health to share in the delivery of their bundles of joy. In all of southwestern Wisconsin, you'll find 2 local obstetricians only at Upland Hills Health.
New Country, D99.3.
Back we are here at Dodgeville High School. 24-23. 2:30 left here in the first half. Dodgeville with the lead. As Prairie du Chien will bring it into the forecourt. Quickly at the top of the key. Nice pass underneath. Baseline shot is on the way. No good. We got a whistle. But Jacob Miller's shot wouldn't go, and a reach-in foul on the rebound. Going to be called against Prairie du Chien on the push. And that foul is going to be on whom? That was going to be, okay, Joe Delagrave picks up the foul. That is his first foul. So Delagrave gets the foul. 2:21 left here in the first half. We go all the way to the other end and shoot some free throws as Tanner Pratt will go to the free throw line.
How often, Bob, do we notice that games are made or broken on the free throw line? That's
so critical.
Well, that was as Pratt makes the first free throw. That was something that we brought up in our first broadcast, and Dodgeville was a little bit off in their free throws in the early part of the season. But they seem to have righted the ship quite nicely, as they've been very, very, very efficient at the free throw line here of late.
Well, now it's time to get Pratt out of the game so he doesn't come up with that third foul.
26-23, who knows? 2:17. I just can't believe it.
We're fading in and out of here.
Yeah. No, it's just all we've got TV cameras, we got still cameras, we got people hanging from the rafters here. 3-point lead for the Dodgers. Prairie du Chien with the ball. Dribbling out the top of the key, it's Michael Waller. Waller gets it to Delagrave. Delagrave dribbles towards the basket, kicks it back down the left wing. They work it inside, baseline. Here's a move up, and shot is blocked. Rebound is brought down by Delagrave, puts it up, and no good, but he gets the foul. He draws a foul on the Dodgers, and that foul going to be called on Scott Johanning.
Scott wanted to foul him just to make that shot tough. He's going to send Delagrave to the line to make him work for these shots.
Well, Delagrave with 4 points here on the game. Has the first free throw on the way, and good. (26-24), 2-point lead for the Dodgers with 1:48 left here in this first half. Delagrave, second leading scorer in the SWAL one this year, makes the second. 6 points for him, and it's a 1-point lead for the Dodgers. 1:43 left. High post, Johanning to McGraw, top of the key. Johanning now facing a 1-3-1 zone. As the ball is passed and deflected momentarily, Culver picks it up loose, however. McGraw swings it now left side to do twos. Draws court pass all the way to Culver. Culver dribbles towards the basket, is poked away from behind, and the steal made by Prairie du Chien. A little poke check that time by Tim Stevens, get it in the hands of Delagrave. Prairie du Chien with the ball now, trailing by 1 with 1:13 left. Here's a drive to the basket, shot on the way, short, as a shot taken by Steiner's no good, and Martin gets the rebound for the Dodgers. Quickly on the fly, McGraw has it left wing side. McGraw lobs it into Johanning, posting up. Fall away jumper on the angle, off the iron, no good. And the rebound is brought down by the Blackhawks, Tim Stevens. Stevens gets it out on the fly, and it has a Jacob Miller. Miller back up to the right side. And we get it in the hands of Tyler Keeney. Keeney has the ball, now gets it out on the left wing side. And with it, on the dribble penetration is Stevens, kicks it back out to Delagrave, shot at the baseline, no good. And an offensive foul is called on Joe Delagrave. That'll be his second foul of the game. And you got a feeling that they might just do a little substitution here to get Delagrave off the floor with 2 fouls on the game.
That was a great position by, I believe it was Josh Culver that set that up.
So the Dodgers get the ball with 35 seconds remaining here in this first half, and a 1-point lead for the Dodgers. They'll probably play for one last shot. Culver has the ball in between the circles with the dribble. Left hand, now goes right. Now he'll make the penetration with 20 seconds and kick it back out to Martin. To twos, back out to McGraw out high. 15 seconds on the clock. Now 12 as Culver has it off to Martin, back to Culver with 9, 8. Culver drives left side, now backs out of there with 5 seconds. 3, here's McGraw for a three-pointer. Off the iron, no good. Rebound by Prairie du Chien. Johanning puts up a shot at the buzzer and doesn't get it to go, but we are at halftime. With the score, Dodgeville 26 and Prairie du Chien 25. We will come back and give you the scoring for this first half of action right after we take a 2-minute timeout as you're listening to D99.3's coverage of WIAA High School Basketball. In the second half, a reminder, too, to give the Dodgeville Pizza Hut a call at 935-2300 and order your favorite Pizza Hut pizza to enjoy after the game. Well, Bill, we've got yourself another half of action, and any way you slice it, you knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I'll tell you, Prairie du Chien's come out loaded for bear.
Yeah, they came to play. They truly want to take this game back, extend their season one more game, and get back on their home court.
Now we get set for the second half of play. Prairie du Chien will inbound the ball. Now Prairie du Chien will go away from us, so all the Dodgers will be coming towards us as we're in the end zone here at Dodgeville High School. And with the ball up on the left side is Tyler Keeney. And the ball stolen away by McGraw. McGraw drives the basket, puts it up, and in! And he's fouled! Big turnover there, and a hit by McGraw, and he's going to go for an old-time 3-point play.
And I tell you what, Kevin McGraw showed excellent body control. He knew he was going to get whacked going up for that shot. Put the ball down, put it up, in, and now he's on the free throw line.
Jay Steiner on the foul. That is his second foul of the game. First team foul here in the second half. And the free throw is off the rim. No good by McGraw, but comes out loose, and McGraw will pick it up clean. Gets it off on the wing on the pass. Is deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Prairie du Chien. 7:43 left here in this third quarter, and it's a 3-point lead for the Dodgers. Jeremy Martin will inbound the ball, and Martin will toss it out high into the hands of Culver. Culver with the ball. Now passing it right wing side to Martin. Gets it off to Pratt. Pratt tries to lob it inside, and Delagrave on the steal. And Pratt compounds the problems as he tries to re-get it back, and he draws the foul. That'll be the third foul for Pratt in the game.
Dodgeville seems to be trying to force the ball down low too much. They just have to be a little more patient, maybe make a pass around the perimeter a little bit more. And,
traveling in the backcourt, going to be called against Prairie du Chien. And when you need to make travel plans for anywhere, call the gals at Dodgeville Travel Agency. They're always looking for the best rates to save you money. Call 935-2766 for the Dodgeville Travel Agency. Now the travel call against Tyler Keeney. As Dodgeville bring the ball into the forecourt. Pass on the right wing to Martin. Martin has it at the right angle. 3-point lead for the Dodgers. Jordan way out high and away from the ball. We've got a foul, and I believe a push-off foul is going to be called on Kevin McGraw as he tried to free himself away from the defender, and he gets called for the push-off. 7:19 left here in the third quarter. 3-point lead for the Dodgers. And again, we'll keep tabs on other games tonight here on D99.3. Of course, live reports from the scene with Iowa Grant Mineral Point. Here's Delagrave right in the lane. Little shot, no good. And the rebound brought down there by the Dodgers. That's Johanning in the hands of Culver. Culver drives left wing side. Goes baseline, and on the drive, he gets fouled. Hacked on the arm, and the foul is going to be called on Brian Wachter, and that'll be his second foul. 6:59 left here in this third quarter. Here's the ball inbounded by the Dodgers. McGraw has it high in the left angle. McGraw now goes baseline. He'll stop, gets it back in the hands of Tanner Pratt. He looks inside, nobody opens, so Pratt takes a dribble or two. Now kicks it back in the right wing to Martin, to McGraw. Lob inside to Johanning. Baseline move, puts it up and in. Scott Johanning with 12 points, and it's a 30-25 lead for the Dodgers. 6:35 remaining here in this period. There's a ball lost out of bounds on the pass by Prairie du Chien. As the pass going on the left wing side was lost, and the turnover gives it right back to Dodgeville.
Bob, do you still sense a little butterflies in the stomachs after half a game?
A little bit. If you got both teams playing really aggressive defense, you're going to have that.
Yes,
timeout called by Prairie du Chien. It's going to be a 1-minute break. Let's take it. 5-point lead for the Dodgers. You're listening to D99.3's coverage of WIA High School basketball.
No matter where you travel in southwest Wisconsin, you're close to a Spenceley Grain location. Steve and Mary Spenceley are in Belmont, but they also have locations in Platteville, Hazel Green, Shellsburg, and Viroqua. Spenceley Grain does custom chemical applications, and grain merchandiser Bob Burgum is on staff too. How many places have a certified crop advisor? Spenceley Grain does. Of course, Spenceley Grain does drying and hauling with over 3 million bushels of USDA-approved storage to boot. Spenceley Grain also has a full line of Federal and Westfield transport augers on hand. Good luck teams from Spenceley Grain in Belmont, Platteville, Shellsburg, Hazel Green, and Viroqua.
Don't get behind on vehicle maintenance. Your local Napa Auto Parts store has great savings on everything you need to get your vehicle in tip-top shape. Friendly expert advice and access to over 250,000 quality parts and accessories make Napa the smart place to shop. So visit the folks at Point Auto Parts in Mineral Point or Dodgeville Auto Supply in Dodgeville today.
299.3.
Well, back we are, and the Dodgers with the ball in the lane. There's twos in the drive, puts up the shot, a little short on it. Rebound, Delagrave has it at the baseline, and he gets the rebound. Back comes Prairie du Chien, trailing by 5 with 6:12 remaining in this third quarter. Here's the right wing drive by Waller. He drives to the basket, and on the way up, he's called for a charge.
David Tews had excellent position on the baseline cutoff of his path, and he had nowhere to go.
And Coach Andy Banasic not in agreement with the call from the referees. 5-point lead for the Dodgers. 6 minutes remaining in the third. McGraw kicks it up on high to Culver. Now off to the right angle to Johanning. Back to McGraw in the corner. McGraw right corner. Looks inside. Now a dribble out of the corner. Back to the top of the key. Stops the dribble. Now Biggs ball hawk. He gets it back, and he gets called for the travel. Boy, I'll tell you, the sticky defense. This Prairie du Chien team really is on you like flypaper.
They are all over. I think there could have been a little push from the back that the referee didn't see on that travel. And I think Kevin was just trying to maintain his balance.
Well, with the ball now, Prairie du Chien trailing by 5. As the pass out on the left wing side is Miller. Miller with it, gets me back into the hands of Wachter. Wachter along to Stevens. Now onto the right wing side, they go to Waller. Lob inside is deflected away momentarily. Now picked up by Stevens at the top of the key for the Blackhawks. Now swinging it out onto the wing. Here's Miller. Miller with a drive to the basket, lays it up and in. Nice drive by Jacob Miller. 6 points for him, and it's 30-27. 3-point lead for the Dodgers. Into the forecourt comes McGraw, goes baseline, stops, pump fakes. Now he's got the double team trouble, gets it in the hands now. Tews at the top. Tews dribbles towards the basket, 5-footer, blocked on the wing by Miller. Miller on the break, 2-on-1. Feeds it right side, shot blocked by Martin. Oh, Jeremy Martin coming across with a huge defensive play to stop that break.
Jerry Martin is a smart ball player. He has long, deceptive arms.
Wow, he came out of nowhere to swat that one out of the air. So Prairie du Chien will inbound at their own baseline. The end of the corner, Delagrave stops at the baseline. His pass deflected away, gets it right back, however. Now goes on the wing. They'll get it off on the left side. With it there, it is Bushnell. Bushnell fakes the shot. Instead, he feeds inside to Delagrave, puts up a shot, no good. And Johanning gets the rebound for the Dodgers.
The Dodgeville defense is doing a good job in cutting off the passing lanes to Joe Delagrave, so he does not getting a lot of touches on the ball in the offense.
McGraw with a 3-point basket around the rim, no good. And the rebound brought down quickly by Prairie du Chien. 4:20 left here in the third quarter. 3-point lead for the Dodgers. They're with the ball. It's Keeney. Keeney dribbles left side, now in the forecourt. He backs out of there. Stops now, give it into the hands of Miller. Miller now with the right-hand dribble, goes towards the basket. Now swings it out to the right wing to Bushnell. Bushnell into the hands on the right side to Stevens. They work it around the defense as the Dodgers playing the tough man-to-man D. With it up on top, left angle, Jacob Miller. And the ball stolen away by the Dodgers. On the break, here's Tews to the basket, lays it up and in! 32-27. 5-point lead for the Dodgers with 3:38 left here in the third. Here's the pass inside. Shot taken on the way. No good by Bushnell. Rebound fought for, and it comes out of there. It's going to be Prairie du Chien. Keeney. Keeney has it back to the top, off to Miller. They work on the left wing side to Stevens. He drives towards the basket, and on the way into the lane, a whistle and a foul will be called, and it will be called against the Dodgers. Kevin McGraw on the reach-in. Second foul for McGraw, and that'll be the third team foul for Dodgeville. As Prairie du Chien bringing in some substitutes here. Seth O'Brien steps onto the floor here for the Blackhawks. Here's the ball being triggered in. Stevens gets it to O'Brien from the corner. Three-pointer is up and good. O'Brien comes right off the bench and nails a three, and it's 32-30. 2-point lead for the Dodgers. 3:10 on the clock. Pass on the left wing to McGraw. McGraw gets poked. Almost looked like he almost got poked in the eye there. Now it's off to Tews. Goes baseline. 10-footer. It's blocked, but he also is fouled by Tim Stevens, who gets his first foul of the game.
Stevens did get a little of the ball, but I think he got a lot more of the hand on that.
Yeah, he did get the ball, but he also ended up getting him on the arm on the way up. So Tews
I just have my stuff sitting there.
will try the free throw, and it's off the rim, no good. So Tews misses the first. His second one is on the way. Two's getting some instructions there from the referee. I don't know if it, I think it was to tuck his shirt, his jersey in.
I believe it was a shirt issue.
Yep. And Two's makes the second free throw. 33-30. 3-point lead for the Dodgers. Quickly getting into the forecourt. Left side is Keeney. Keeney dribbles all the way baseline. Puts a shot up on the fly. No good. And Two's gets it on the outlet to Martin. Martin 1-on-2. Doesn't like the odds. Instead, he'll back it up and reset the offense to Johanning. Johanning lobs inside to Two's baseline. Loses control of it. Now dribbles out of traffic. Kicks it back out on the left wing to Culver with a jumper. Off the front iron. No good. And the rebound's brought down by O'Brien. Seth O'Brien for Prairie du Chien with the rebound. 2:30 left here in the third quarter. Very high intensity game here, what you expect those for tournament play. Here's the ball stolen away by McGraw. McGraw to steal, drives, puts it up, and in, and he's fouled.
And again, Kevin McGraw used his body, excellent position, protecting the ball, going up on the left-hand side to the right-handed ball player, and just a wonderful play.
What a drive by McGraw, draws the foul on Tyler Keeney. His first foul of the game, and he's going for the line one more time to try for an old-fashioned three-point play. So McGraw at the line, puts it up and in. And substitutes coming in is Carl Reynolds for the Dodgers in to replace McGraw.
We haven't seen much more than a 6-point lead tonight, have we, Bob?
No, it's been pretty, the Dodgers pump it up to 6, but then Prairie du Chien just waltzes it right back in close. It's been nip and tuck all night. 36-30, and we got a reach-in foul. Going to be called against the Dodgers. That will be Culver getting the call. And for Culver, that's his second foul. And for the Dodgers, there will also be team foul number 4 in this half. Prairie du Chien will inbound into the backcourt. There's O'Brien. Will walk it up into the forecourt with 2:10 left in the third. Passing it out on the right side to Steiner. Steiner with it, dribbles right side, bounce passing at baseline. It's off the leg of Prairie du Chien, and so Dodgeville on the turnover will get to march it back the other way. Boy, both teams defensively just denying the passing lanes, really making it tough for any type of movement towards the basket. Culver into the forecourt, passing it to Martin. Martin out in the right angle, dribbles and gets it off the twos. Now back to Culver. Culver at the top of the key to Reynolds. Reynolds fakes the shot, dribbles towards the basket, kicks out in the wing. Here's Twos for 3. Yes!
The biggest lead we've seen all night. 9 points by Dodgeville over Prairie du Chien.
And a timeout is called on the floor. Let's take a 1-minute break. 9-point lead for the Dodgers. A 1-minute timeout. You're listening to D99.3's coverage of WIAA High School basketball.
Paint Plus at 142 South Iowa Street in Dodgeville would like to be your paint, wallpaper, and window treatment headquarters. Paint Plus offers you plenty of colors and styles for any interior or exterior project. At Paint Plus, you'll find wallpaper discounted off the manufacturer's low retail price every day. Paint Plus also offers you free in-home decorating services. And with their computer color matching system, can take any swatch or sample and give you a precise color match in paint. Paint Plus, your paint, wallpaper, and window treatment headquarters of 142 South Iowa Street in Dodgeville.
Wenger Chiropractic Center of Dodgeville wishes all the best to this area's high school athletes. Doctors James Wenger and Tammy Gleason invites you to come see them when you are in need of chiropractic care. So make sure you think of Wenger Chiropractic Center. Office hours are Monday through Friday and evening hours available. Call for an appointment at 935-5500. Our office is a provider for Dean Care HMO. Wenger Chiropractic Center at 106 East Spring Street in Dodgeville. New patients are always welcome. D99.3.
Got a minute 37 left in the third quarter as Prairie du Chien will walk it up into the forecourt, trailing by 9. Up with the dribble is Wachter. Wachter kicks it out off to Delagrave out on the left wing side to Miller. Miller has the ball. Out on top, being ball hawked there by Culver. Bounce feeding it out on the right wing side to Wachter. Wachter with the dribble. Now passing it right wing side at the hands of Steiner. Steiner goes baseline. Gets it to Delagrave. Puts it up and in. Delagrave with the basket, 39-32, 7-point lead for the Dodgers at a minute 5 left here in the third. Into the forecourt, it is Martin to Reynolds. Reynolds dribbles right side with it, backs up. Now he will be ball hawked, and he gets it knocked out of his hands, gets it back, drives to the basket, shovels it off to Martin, puts it up, no good, follow-up tip is good. Martin gave it a couple of tries, and he put it in the second time. 41-32, the lead belongs to Dodgeville. 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Here on the left wing side, Jacob Miller. Pass inside to Delagrave. Delagrave spin move baseline. He puts it up and in, and he's fouled.
This is the time of the game that Joe Delagraves is perhaps the most dangerous. Joe is one of the most clutch players you'll find in the league. Actually, you'll probably find in the state. He can command the game from this point on, and Dodgeville's got to do just a little bit better job of squaring up onto the ball when they're on defense and closing off every passing lane to the number 44, Joe Delagrave.
Yeah, Delagrave that time, when he posts up, when he gets to position 10 feet, 15 feet from the basket, he has a lot of movement, a lot of good quality offensive movement as Delagrave makes the free throw, gets the three-point play. 41-35, a 6-point lead for the Dodgers. 25 seconds left here in the third. McGraw with it, way out high, as the Dodgers will play for one final shot here in the period. Ball in the hands now of Culver. Culver kicks it now off to Reynolds on the right side. 12 seconds on the clock. 10. Reynolds back to Culver with 8 on the clock. Culver stops now at the top of the key. Kisses it back to McGraw for 3. Yes! And that is the end of the third quarter. 9-point lead for the Dodgers. Let's take a 1-minute break. You're listening to D99.3 coverage of WIAA High School Basketball.
We're only as good as our last sale.
Jerry Ayers of Ayers Furniture in Ridgeway, discussing Ayers Furniture's family tradition of achieving customer satisfaction.
If we drop the ball somehow, whether it's our salesperson, whether it's our management team, whether it's our delivery guys, if we're not coming through with our promise of complete satisfaction to our customers, we're probably not going to see that customer again. We will never get a chance, even if it's been a family that's been coming to us for years.
For over half a century, Ayers Furniture has made customer satisfaction the centerpiece of their family business. But when you take that short trip to Ayers Furniture in Ridgeway for the first time, you'll be treated to much, much more.
Hopefully they're going to see 50,000 square feet packed full of furniture, name brand furniture, every line in our store people can identify with.
It really is worth the trip to Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway.
It's worth the trip. Ayers Furniture. It's worth the trip.
WDMP Dodgeville. WDMP-FM Dodgeville Mineral Point.
99.3.
Southwest Wisconsin's country music station for over 34 years.
D99.3.
And as we start the fourth quarter, pass is stolen away by Prairie du Chien as the pick is made there by Tyler Keeney. 44-35, 9-point lead for the Dodgers. Keeney gets it to Delagrave. Delagrave high on the left angle. Cross-court pass all the way across to Waller. Waller on the right side. Now bounce passing it to the baseline. Underneath. Good inside position. Shot is up and good. And the shot is good by Stevens. And a foul going to be called on the Dodgers. Tim Stevens with the basket. And the foul is going to be called on the Dodgers. And it'll be against Josh Culver. His third foul.
That play just took a little bit of the air out of the Dodgers. They came back, they came out with the ball, lost it on a bad pass, and now they get a lead, give up a 3-point play, so we're back to a 6-point lead.
Well, the Dodgers have pumped it up to 9 points. That's been their largest advantage, but now it's back down to a 6-point lead. 7:17 left. Here's Culver on the right side to Martin, back to the top of the key, in the hands of McGraw. Now on the right wing side, they give it out to Culver, drives baseline, shot from 5, off the iron, no good. Nice rebound by Johanning, puts it up, no good, and Delagrave gets the board for Prairie du Chien. Nice offensive rebound that time by Johanning, but just couldn't get it to drop. 6-point lead for the Dodgers, 6:52 remaining in this fourth quarter. Way out high with the ball, it is Waller. Waller passing it on the left wing side. They get it into Keeney's hands. Keeney loses control of the pass into the hands of Miller. Now to Delagrave. A baseline hook shot is up and good. I'll tell you what, that Delagrave is a tough cookie along that baseline. 44-40. 4-point lead for the Dodgers with 6:25 left. Into the right angle with it. It is McGraw to Pratt. Pratt goes baseline, goes around a man, and a foul's going to be called on Delagrave, and that'll be his third. Hooked him with the knee going around. So the foul will be called against Delagrave. 6th team foul for Prairie du Chien. Next one will send the Dodgers to the free throw line. Get a ball to McGraw. Now a reach-in foul on the back is going to be called on Jacob Miller. So 2 quick fouls here for Prairie du Chien. And on the reach-in, Joe Hanning is going to go to the line to shoot some free throws. Scott Johanning at the lines. First free throw is good. 13 points for Johanning. 5-point lead for the Dodgers with 6:16 left here in the fourth quarter. Second free throw is in.
Oh, so important, those free throws. Oh, so important.
That's the part of the game that seems to have lost the attention for a lot of players, especially in the college and pro ranks. 6-point lead for Dodgeville as Prairie du Chien into the forecourt. Delagrave loses the ball momentarily, picks it back up, however. Gets it in the hands of Miller. Miller back on the right wing side to Stevens. Stevens with the dribble, left side, stops, gives it off to Delagrave on the right angle. Being played by Tanner Pratt. Pratt with 3 fouls on the game. McGraw playing the defense on the right wing side as they kick it back at the top to Miller. Miller at the top of the key. Now on the left wing side. Big drive all the way to the basket. Nice little shovel layup is no good. And a reach-in foul as Michael Waller missed the layup. And a foul will be called on Prairie du Chien.
And it appears that it's Joe Delagrave. He's talking to the official.
And Delagrave gets his 4th foul. So that's a very important player to be toting around 4 fouls. And Tanner Pratt is going to the free throw line.
Well, I tell you, Bob, Joe Delagrave is the complete package when it comes to a high school basketball player. He has size, quickness. He can shoot inside, outside.
And the first rebound. Pratt misses the first free throw. And a rebound brought down by Delagrave. 6-point lead for the Dodgers. Yeah, he's a good, solid player. We saw him way early in the year, and he impressed us then. Long jumper by Delagrave is good. That was from way downtown, and it's 46-43. 3-point lead for the Dodgers. 5:15 left here in this fourth quarter. McGraw gets it into forecourt. Backs out, now gives it to Culver. Culver with a high post pass to Pratt. Pratt will shoot from 15 and hits. Right now, Delagrave is not going to be playing too tight on the defense here with 4 fouls.
No, he's not. That may open up underneath the basket for Dodgeville.
They hit the ball now. Prairie du Chien trailing by 5. Right wing side, into the corner, it's Waller. Waller kicks it back out high into the hands of Miller. Miller now on the wing, they pass it. Shot taken is good from the wing, taken there by Tyler Keeney. Gets a 3-point basket. It's now 48-46. 2-point lead for the Dodgers. This place has been loud from the get-go. Culver, high pass to Pratt. Pratt from 18 puts it up. That won't go. Delagrave with the rebound for Prairie du Chien.
Joe Delagrave is all over the court.
He's taking the shots from the outside, the inside, getting the rebounds. He's doing it all for Prairie du Chien. As the Blackhawks with the ball. Here's a right wing shot taken on the way. Off the iron, no good. Shot taken by Tim Stevens. Had an open look, but didn't get it to go. 4 minutes remaining. 2-point lead for the Dodgers. Culver in the hands of Pratt. In the left corner. Lobs it into Johanning. Posting up. Fakes the shot. Inside. Hooks it up. Won't go. And the rebound fought for loose. McGraw gets the rebound. McGraw in the right corner. Lobs it back to Johanning. There's a foul on the reach-in. Called on Jacob Miller. So Jacob Miller gets the foul. And so at the free throw line will be Scott Johanning. Well, the Dodgers are doing a good job right now of moving the ball and trying to force that play inside a little bit, knowing that Delagrave, who's now stepping off the floor, he's going to be saved for the last couple of minutes, I'm sure. But they wanted to force it inside, and they did just that as Johanning makes the first free throw.
Well, if Dodgers going to make the move, they have to do it right now while Joe Delagrave is on the court. They have to exert a little bit more energy on the defensive end of the court.
Free throw missed, but the putback is good by Jeremy Martin. Nice play by Martin on the offensive rebound, 51-46. The lead belongs to Dodgeville with 3:28 remaining. Here's a pass inside, deflected away by Martin. Pratt with the ball. Pratt will get it in the hands of McGraw, who will bring it into the forecourt. Pratt with it. Has it now as they get being ball hawked. He gets it now off into the hands of Culver. to Johanning. Back down. Here's Culver with a spin move. Puts it up in the lane and then good. Culver with his 7th point of the game. And it's a 53-46 lead. And a timeout is called by Prairie du Chien. Timeout on the floor. And it's a 60-second break we'll take as you're listening to high school basketball on D99.3.
Another fine sponsor of today's game is Dick's Supermarket at the Springgate Mall in Dodgeville. If you need to pick up some items, just stop in. Anything you could possibly need is at Dick's, from the freshest produce to choice cuts of meat, even a bakery that makes fresh food daily. Dick's Supermarkets is the place to shop and the place to save. Good luck, Dodgers, from Dick's Supermarket in the Springgate Mall, Dodgeville.
When it comes to life insurance, think ahead. Think about planning for your family's future with rural insurance companies. Mike Ryan in Dodgeville can help you determine what coverage is right for you and your family. When so much in life is beyond your control, aren't you glad life insurance isn't? For your family's future, think about life insurance from your rural insurance company's agent, Mike Ryan in Dodgeville. Call him at 935-2769. Life insurance and annuity products offered through Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
New Country, D99.3.
Well, back we are here at Dodgeville, 53-46. And it is a lead for the Dodgers. 7-point advantage with 2:54 left here in this fourth quarter. As the ball will be inbounded by Prairie du Chien as they get it into the forecourt. Jacob Miller with the ball. Miller gets around one pick. Now with the ball at the top of the rings, and he passes the ball stolen away by McGraw. McGraw on the drive, stops from 5, puts it up, no good. Rebound by Culver, no good. And Delagrave gets the rebound for Prairie du Chien as they bring it right back with 2:30 left in the fourth quarter. Ball now being penetrated all the way to the basket, put up, no good. There's a shot by Wachter, and the rebound brought down, loose on the floor, now picked up, and we got a tie-up. Possession arrow is in favor of Prairie du Chien. So Prairie du Chien will get the ball back. Now substitution coming in here for Prairie du Chien as Tyler Keeney will step in.
You know, Bob, a 7-point lead doesn't mean a whole lot with the 3-point plays.
Yep.
Shot
and
blocked
the
by
shot
Culver.
is no good, and the rebound is brought down there by Dodgeville as they bring it back into forecourt with under 2 minutes remaining here in this ball game. With it on the right wing side, McGraw. McGraw dribbling out of traffic in between the circles. McGraw with the ball. Now as they work the ball to the side here, they get in the hands of Culver. Culver with it. And now we got a whistle and a timeout's called by Coach Chuck Tank as he'll take a timeout with 1:37 left. We will take a 30-second break as you're listening to D99.3's coverage at WIAA High School Basketball.
Boy, it's gonna be a great day. Why are you so excited, sir? I'm having my new Mohawk carpet and Mannington vinyl flooring installed today. Well, who are you getting it from? What's your name? Of course, I've heard about her. Chris Dowling at J&C Floor Shop. Tell me, is she as good as they say? Boy, she better be. My home's starting to look worn out, and in a couple of hours, it's gonna look new, thanks to, what's her name? Chris Dowling at J&C Floor Shop. Yeah, I mean, she's just down the road from High Prices.
New Country D99.3.
Now we got 1:37 left here in this fourth quarter, and what a
I'll tell you what, my heart is pumping.
Well, you see, you got the disadvantage of having your son on this team, and you live and die with these things.
Well, yes, and this is, like I said earlier in the game, that this is a special group of kids. I've known them all for many years. You watch them grow up, you coach them. All Dodgeville has to do right now is take care of the ball.
Well, the Dodgers with the ball, 1:35 on the clock. They lead by 7. With the ball, it is McGraw. McGraw has it as they will have it now to Culver. As Culver dribbles out of some traffic to Martin. Culver will now try to dribble out of some traffic with 1:20. Culver goes baseline, backs it out, gets away from a double team. Now he's being pressured. Pratt gets the ball loose on the floor, underneath the basket, puts it up, no good. Follow ball tip is good by Johanning.
Scott Johanning is the man in position tonight. How many points does he have, Bob?
Right now he is sitting, let me just recheck, 17 points. As a shot taken, no good. And a reach-in foul, and the rebound is called against Tyler Keeney, his second. And a minute left in the ball game, and we're going to the other end to shoot some free throws for the Dodgers. Well, I'll tell you what. Any way you look at it, this has turned into a real slugfest, but that's what Swall 1 games turn out to be a lot of times.
They do. The Swall is so even. There's so many tremendous athletes in this league. You'll see upsets every day. And now when you get down to this part of the tournament, you're slicing the teams in half.
Yeah, and you know, you get teams that have maybe a tough record in the regular season, but when they get to the tail end, they might be, you know, starting to hit it on all cylinders. And
that's right.
Prairie du Chien is looking that way tonight as Culver makes the first free throw.
This is the biggest lead Dodgeville's had all night.
56-46. Again, a reminder, we will, of course, have a report on the Mineral Point Iowa Grant game coming up here in our post game, as the second free throw is good. Culver makes them both. He has 9 points in the game. 57-46, biggest lead for the Dodgers. Here's a three on the way, right angle, no good. And a rebound fought for, locked out of bounds by the Dodgers.
The clock is definitely on Dodgeville's side. At a point like this, you're going to find players taking quick shots. They aren't going to be squared up. They aren't going to get a good look.
Jeremy
Except
Martin,
Mr. Delgraves.
Delgraves with a shot that time. No good, but the follow-up rebound is up and good. And I believe that's Bushnell on the basket. 57-48, 40 seconds on the clock. We got a reach-in foul in the backcourt against Prairie du Chien. Well, the Dodgeville Dodgers, if they can hang on to this lead, will be playing Saturday afternoon. Well, of all places, Prairie du Chien.
Yes, I just saw Scott Johanning give Tanner Pratt a big old smile.
Well, Kevin McGraw goes to the free throw line, and the first free throw is a little short. Dodgeville Dodgers with the lead, and the second free throw is no good. And the rebound run down there by Dodgeville. Quickly, a right wing shot taken, no good. And a rebound underneath, and another reach-in foul going to be called against Prairie du Chien, who's just going to try to get the Dodgers to miss free throws and to try to get back in the game. Scott Johanning having a little words with Coach Chuck Tank on the side.
They both had a smile.
Yeah. It's nice if you go to your sideline and your coach is smiling at you.
Yes, it is. That's a good sign. You know you won't be running killers.
You don't like it when he's got that real sour look on his face. Free throw no good, so McGraw's got a hat trick here, 0 for 3 at the charity stripe. Now let's see if McGraw can nail this here, get back to a 10-point lead for the Dodgers. Eyes it up, puts it up. There it is. 58-48, 31.2 seconds remaining, and quickly into the forecourt comes Jacob Miller. Miller loses the ball, runs it back down in the forecourt, I should say. Here's Delgraves from long range, no good. And the rebound brought down. Delgraves gets it back, three-pointer up, no good. And the rebound's fought down by Reynolds. Reynolds on the break. Reynolds stops on the left wing side, gets it off to Culver with 10 seconds on the clock. Here's Reynolds, feeds it to Pratt. Pratt just holds the ball, lets the clock run down, gets it off to Culver. 3 seconds, 2, 1, it's over. Final score, the Dodgeville Dodgers defeat Prairie du Chien by a score of 58-48, a 10-point victory, not unlike the 10-point victory that the Dodgers were able to pull off against Prairie du Chien earlier this year. But that moves the Dodgers into tournament play for a Saturday afternoon date at Prairie du Chien. We will have some scores coming up in our postgame coming your way. Again, the final here, 58-48, Dodgeville with the win. Let us take a 2-minute break as you're listening to High School Sports on D99.3.
D99.3. More next.
Wells Fargo has so many...